One of the huge problems I see business owners having with both themselves and sales teams is they're spending a disproportionate amount of time on poor quality leads. What I mean by this is basically when leads come into your ecosystem, whether it's a lead magnet, an opt-in, whatever it might be, a webinar, we're not qualifying the leads, especially if they're going direct to a sales team. It's very important that I believe, and what I've tested with my clients, is that we have some sort of qualification questions, especially if we're going to have people on same sales teams actually ringing them and spending time. Let me give you an example of this. One of my clients is a mortgage broker, and they were having probably about 200 or 300 leads a month coming in from paid advertising, and they've got a sales team of 2 people. Now, you wouldn't think that was a lot, but the main problem when you think about it is the sales team is only really active probably 8 hours a day, a third of the day. And what they were finding was a lot of inquiries were coming in after hours. So when the team the next day was following up with them, they were having the issue of they weren't quick enough to respond, plus the fact that the leads were not really very well qualified. So someone might be spending, one of the sales team might be spending a load of time on someone who's got poor credit as regards to someone who's got very high credit. So what we did is we built 3 questions into the inquiry form, and it was, are you a first-time buyer? Do you have good credit? And a time scale of when you're looking to get a new mortgage. Now, what this gives us the indication is very early on is what sort of mortgage they're looking for, whether a first-time buyer or a remortgage. Have they got good credit? So again, that limits people with bad credit to certain lenders, which is not a problem as long as we know that. And it gives you that research before you jump on the phone with someone, that you know a little bit about their situation and can do some research to give them the right solution and the right options for them. And finally, when are they ready to move? Now, if someone's not ready to move in 3 months plus, they're really not a priority to jump on a call with straight away. So once we started doing this, we were getting probably about another 25% of contacts made with the leads that came in. And this had a huge bottom line impact. And it's somewhere in the region of 7 or 8 new mortgage applications a month were being submitted because the sales team were focusing on the highly qualified leads. And I say it's a problem we see with so many sales teams going forward. What we're also doing, just to give you a heads up now, is we are trialing AI on the system to basically pick up the leads as they come in, to immediately ring them back and qualify them. Now, we're running this on a very small section of the database. 20% of the leads we're sending to an AI, a voice AI, that will immediately ring them back within 1 minute and try and qualify them further and just engage with them. And then what we do is, if the client is engaged early on, we can put them through, we can do a call transfer to one of the sales team who can finish off the job. Now, what we're seeing is the speed to lead aspect is engaging people probably twice as much, just under twice as much now as the old system. Because I mentioned this before, is if you're spending a lot of money on advertising, as soon as someone becomes a lead in your ecosystem, it's shown Facebook that they are interested in mortgages and opting into mortgages. So immediately that signal is going to be passed back, and anyone else, probably your competitors who are advertising as well, are going to be shown that contact. So it's not, again, this is the real important thing I want you to take away about this, is it's not necessarily the best person who gets to the lead. It's the one who gets to them first and qualifies them first and starts engaging with them. So what I would like you to do, one of the exercise is really useful, is what 3 questions could you use in your forms when you're getting someone to come into your business to try and qualify them? Is it, are they ready to move now? Is it what sort of budgets they've got? Whatever it might be. And A good way of doing this is you can either do it through Facebook lead forms, which work really well. And I tend to do this now with normal forms, like web forms. We might do this in a two-step process. So we ask for the contact details first, and immediately fill the contact details. They get entered into the CRM, so we've got those, and then they get redirected then to the questions, so that we don't overwhelm them with a lot of questions on the outset with forms, and we have a drop off and pay a much higher lead rate. And we're finding 50% are filling out the form, something like that. 45-50%, I think the figure was when we last looked at it. So it's a pretty good figure, and the lead cost is remaining roughly the same as what it was previously before we started asking the questions. So I want you to think about those 3 questions for your business, and love your comments when you start implementing this in your own business. Why not put them down below for me to have a look at?